Inflation sucks. Just living in America sucks.
The way we live in the United States is not normal. Now, I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but it became crystal clear to me that something is wrong with the United States.
Hi guys, I'm really stressed today. I just went to the grocery store, bought 10 items, and it was $80 freaking already. I literally have $10 left in my account. So a little backstory. I got laid off from my job a month ago. And I've been applying for jobs months before I got laid off. Sent out hundreds of resumes already. Applied to hundreds of jobs on the internet, remote, and on-site. Tailored my resume to every position that I applied using ChatGPT. Went to only a few interviews. And still nothing. Like, it's so freaking hard to live here. Like, I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna keep applying for jobs. I'm gonna keep showing up. But man, my bills are not going to wait.
What's up, guys? Welcome to this channel. It's _Kisaka. It's my YouTube channel name. If it's your first time, do me a favor by subscribing to this channel. And if you're my return subscribers, I take this opportunity to thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. And I don't take your support for granted. So most of the people have been knowing America to be one of the superpower countries. That is, they say America is great. Is it the greatest country in the world? Is it the most superior country in the world in terms of the quality of life, quality of education, the healthcare system? Is it top notch? Is it affordable? And this is what we as Africans have been hearing. People from the Caribbean have been hearing. As you know, most of the people from a country like Jamaica are living in the United States, some in Canada and the UK. And it is because the people who are living in the United States is because of the American dream. That is, people have been sold the idea that they have to work hard so that they can support their family, and their family coming or their future generation can have a better life, more better than what they are having. Recently, there have been some complaints from different angles from people of color, both from people of color and the white Americans. Initially, most of the complaints were from people of color or the black Americans, but currently I have specially compiled videos of the white Americans really complaining and raising some issues about the American dream. The life in America is not that easy. That is what they are saying. Let us look at these videos before we come back and share more comments on the same.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
Because I don't have to worry about affording my health insurance, because my kids can go outside and play without me having to worry because the crime rates are so much lower, public transportation, 30 plus vacation days a year, so much paid paternal leave, because my son is now bilingual and working on becoming trilingual, because I'll save $100,000 in my son's paid university tuition, because I no longer have to worry about my own student loans, because even though I live in the most religious state, I'm not shamed for being atheist, because I can actually afford daycare, because my kids don't have to worry about being unalived at school, and because my taxes actually go towards helping other families.
I've been unable to stop crying for the past several days. I don't know if it was my son's hospitalization or what's going on. I just feel really, really depressed. I always feel depressed, but sometimes I can't numb myself. It's hard to come home. My house is all torn up from the mold. There's leaks in it, and I can't afford to fix it. I just feel like nothing ever goes my way. I don't know how to keep pushing. I feel like I get denied help at every corner, every turn. All I want to do is get better, and I need my son in a facility so that I can get better. And I can't get him in a facility no matter what I try. I just don't know what to do anymore. No one has answers for me. No one can help my situation. I can't fix my situation. How do you keep pushing when you have nothing left? How do I keep being what my sons need me to be when I have nothing left? I know I'm a talented person. I know I have a lot of things to offer the world, and I just can't do it. I'm just so stuck. My heart hurts so much. It's breaking. It breaks for all the people in a situation like mine. It breaks for all the people who struggle to survive and just can't. I mourn for all the human lives that just their society or culture or whoever's around them just doesn't value their life. I hate that some people's lives get valued more than others. I've always felt really deeply, like, I remember when I was 6 years old, watching a woman talk about a racial issue, and I didn't understand it. I'll have to tell the whole story sometime. It's something I'm not really ready to talk about, my past and how I grew up. But I just remember hearing what she had to say, and it didn't make any sense to me, and it hurt my soul. Like, I was crying. I can't watch someone in pain and not feel it in every cell of my body. I don't know why I'm that way. I'm extremely sensitive, and I'm the one experiencing the suffering, and so many people have helped, and it's like still not enough, and I don't feel like I can keep asking people for help. It's hard for me to watch people have fun when I don't know how I'm gonna make it through the next hour. And this has been so many years now. It's like so many years, and I just don't have any fight left. Yesterday, I broke down in front of my son, and I'm so mad at myself. I can't hold it together all the time. I just feel so alone. And I feel like I have no power. I don't know what else can go wrong. Like, I can't afford to fix my house. I think I need to sell it. But then I lose my only monthly income. I don't know. It's just like, I'll lose all my wealth. People have to lose it all the time. I get it. I'm not the only one. It's just, I tried so hard to like keep it because it was the one thing I had that I built when I had health. I don't want to lose everything that I built when I could. It's not gonna sustain me for the rest of my life if I lose it. I hope that I can turn a corner mentally and get some more fight left, because there's going to be several months before I can even begin to have someone look at my son's case and decide whether or not he needs residential. I have to be able to survive that. I know I'm getting depressed because the winter is coming, the days are getting shorter, and it's just darker all the time, and I get seasonal depression added to my depression. And so living in Utah is really hard for that. The cold really hurts my body. I can't squeeze my hands. I can't feel my limbs. I get numb everywhere. I think it's probably like there's like a clock, a seasonal clock in my body, and my body knows that winter's coming and it rejects it and it fears it. And I don't know. There's just a lot going on.
America is not what it once was. I've got some bad news for people who don't travel internationally. The world hates us, okay? We're not the big dogs. We don't have the clout that we once had. We aren't even like statistically on top of anything, education or anything anymore. And I've traveled a lot internationally. Over COVID, obviously, I stopped. And there's always been an underlying tone that America is dangerous. But, you know, we run Hollywood, so a lot of the media that is consumed by people in other countries is still American. However, I'm on my first international trip since COVID, and it has gotten worse. I have heard from every nationality that America is dangerous, but I arrived in Indonesia, which is a country that, you know, a lot of people aim to get out of and go to America. And the first thing that my taxi driver says to me is that he's afraid of America because of all the poppy seeds that we're taking and all the jazz powder that people are using. And he's convinced that people are walking around the US like zombies, because that's what's on the internet. That's what these people are seeing. And I think it's a really big lesson if you are sheltered and are not leaving the US. We don't got it. Like, we don't got it anymore. People don't want to live in America. People aren't eager to live in America. When I was in Europe, a lot of the kids said their parents wouldn't let them go to America because they were afraid they were going to get popped by the police. Like, those are the fears. The only fear that Americans have when their children travel overseas is that they're going to be, like in the movie Taken, which is a very small possibility. And they just use that as a fear. I don't even, like, that's not really even a founded fear. People aren't taking Americans when we go, because you know how big of a hell case they would raise if some little white girl went missing? That's not what's happening. But what is happening is other people from other nations are going to America and bad things are happening to them.
I am so tired of feeling helpless as a parent. Yes, my kids are grown adults. My oldest is 28, my youngest is 25. And I thought by teaching them what I learned, which is you work hard, you get a good job, you're going to get the things in life that you need, right? Worked for me, why wouldn't it work for them? Because it doesn't. Because the world has changed, all right? And now I feel like I see them struggling. And before my generation comes at me, yes, I understand struggling is a part of life. We all struggled. But there's a difference between struggling and drowning. All right? So we struggled and it was tough. But you know what? We made it. We knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel with our struggle. It seems like kids today, no matter how much they struggle, they just get further and further down the water into the drowning point. All right? When I was their age, I was making less than $10 an hour. And I can afford to live on my own. Now you have to be making six-figure salary to get a decent, tiny little place to live. So what the is going on, and how do we help them as parents? I told my son, all you have to do is work hard, go to college, or join the military like I did. He went to college, got his degree, got a full-time job. He moved back in with me right when he graduated from college because he said, hey, Mom, as soon as I get a job, which was within 2 weeks of him getting out of college, maybe take me 2 months and I'll save up enough money for me to move out. Okay, cool. It's been 10 months. He has saved almost every dime and still can't afford to live. Why are one-bedroom studio apartments almost $2,000 a month? Why? Like, I just don't get it. So I don't even think that there's even classes anymore. There used to be, upper class, middle class, lower class. It's literally turning into the ultra wealthy and then everybody else is just poor. Like, that's what is happening. And then I told him, hey, when you turn 25, at least your car insurance will go down. Hell no, he turned 25 and his car insurance went up $150. I tell him, if you need health insurance, get a good job. He has health insurance. He has had a medical emergency this week. Had to go to emergency room twice. A, he had to go to the emergency room because he couldn't get anybody to see him with the health insurance that he had, right? So he had to go to an emergency room. Now he's out money for that too. It seems like you can never get ahead. And then my daughter, I told her all you have to do, because she wanted to buy her own house. My daughter worked 6 days a week, 12 hours a day to save up enough for this down payment. Finally got this house. She's paid double what I'm paying for my mortgage, but her loan was the same amount. And then her mortgage company, after she's already moved in, said, oh, by the way, we forgot to tell you that you need this type of coverage, which we forgot in the beginning. That's an extra $200 you've been paying a month. And all they see when they come home is they watch social media, kids their age on lavish vacations with all this money and nothing to do, all these social media influencers, because we value those types of things over hard workers. We will pay them $10,000, but you work 40 hours a week, you can't afford it.
In today's economy, do you think a couple that brings home $100,000 is enough to support a small family of like 3 to 4 people? I asked this because I made a post yesterday about how Americans are really struggling, and it was really sad and eye-opening to me to see the amount of people who said, I make 6 figures now, yet we're still struggling. And I don't mean is it enough to buy like luxuries. I just mean, is $100,000 enough to live comfortably without having to live paycheck to paycheck? I remember like 12 years ago, my mom told me about this couple I knew who were making like a combined salary of $110,000. And at that point in my life, 20s, I'm thinking, what a dream, what a goal it was for me to be able to say one day that my husband and I were making like $110,000. And now here I am in 2023, and I'm like, it's not the dream life anymore. Like if someone would have told me my husband and I would be making what we're making and still having to cut back on necessities, I would have been like, you have to be kidding me. Like we didn't even go on a vacation this year because the last thing I'm going to do is put a vacation on a credit card, but we didn't have extra money to bring our kids on a vacation, and we both have good jobs. So if you think $100,000 is enough, I'm curious, what's your location? Do you not have children? Like why do you think it's enough? Because I'm telling you from yesterday's post on here, the comments say different, and the comments say that a majority of Americans are really, really struggling, and I mean hardworking Americans.
I'm this close to spending that last $400 on a one-way ticket.
Yes. Book a one-way ticket out of the US if you are trying to save money. I think all of us can agree that it has become ridiculously expensive to live in the US. Many of us are living paycheck to paycheck and just continuing to accrue debt. And honestly, the only way that I saw out was to sell my house and to move to Bali. And if you don't have a house to sell, that's okay. Take what money that you have in savings and book a one-way ticket to an affordable country like Indonesia, Thailand, Ecuador, Colombia, Vietnam, Cambodia. The cost of living in these countries is less than $1,000. You can probably get it to $200 to $300 for a month. You can stay in hostels. You can house sit for people and have your accommodation completely calm. You can pet sit as well. But slaving in America is not it anymore. We are not the land of the free. We are the land of the slaves. We are common day slaves. All we do is work, eat, sleep, repeat. So if you're sick of struggling and living paycheck to paycheck, the only way that I see out is to leave the US indefinitely. And take it from somebody who has already done so last year. Life is so much better abroad.
If you don't like the US, if you don't like the direction that it's headed in, pack your bag and leave. It's the morning after the US election. I'm in the airport, as you can see, and this is your sign. You can just leave. I did it 2 years ago. I live in the UK now, and there's so many options. I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, I can't leave the US. I'm a broke college student. First of all, it's so easy to get a student visa in other countries, and you'll probably pay the same, if not less, to get a higher education. If you want to get a job abroad, I would ask ChatGPT to help you find something that aligns with what you're looking for, because there are so many great countries out there. I do highly recommend an English-speaking country. I think part of the reason moving to the UK has been so easy for me is because they obviously speak English. Just something to consider. But anyway, if I can do it, you can do it. Like literally, get on a plane. You'll never look back. And if you're worried about your friends and family, it's so easy to go see them. The world is actually really small. You don't realize that in America. It is. So just leave. Like literally, your life is not over. Promise.
So many people want to move from the United States. I've been getting direct messages every single day. I moved from the United States a couple of months ago with my entire family to Eastern Europe, Northern Europe. And here's the 5 top reasons why we left the United States. Number 1, access to good food, healthy organic food at half the price. In the United States, there's many foods that you have that are actually banned in Europe. Second, healthcare. It's 3 times cheaper to get healthcare here. You can get a full panel of blood work for 100 euros. A professional private clinic is 50 euros per visit, a private one. And you can actually get one for probably for 10 or even free if you get in line. Third, childcare. It's absolutely unreasonable for mothers to bear children, give birth to children, and then get taxed at 50% of their income to pay for daycare. Daycare should be free. Hence, it's literally almost free in Europe. You get almost a year maternity leave. In the United States, you get 0 maternity leave. So the entire industry of childcare is like a business in the United States rather than a human right. Socially, people are way less divided than they are in the United States. In the United States, the moment you're red or blue, you just gotta read the room, which room you walk in. Otherwise, you get attacked and all the other things. Last but not least, the politics. The politics in the United States shows us that trajectory for the next 10 years is not up. It's actually a slow degrade for the last 10 years, and it's not hard to do the math and look, the next 10 years is going to be even longer.
I don't know how any of you guys are going and going and going. I know you gotta be at the same level of mental health as me. Every day it's something new between the news and the stupid Biden and stupid Trump. And this country's, every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead. I'm tired of struggling. I've done everything I can. I'm trying to be a good man. I take care of my daughter. I take care of my wife. The best I can. I can't keep going. Every day it's something new. And then on top of that, as if you're not trying to spend money, you have to. Everything's expensive. I own a painting company, I still can't make it. I'm trying, man. I can't look at my daughter and my wife and know I'm failing. I'm finally done.
I have to work 60 hours a week and make $80,000 a year to make ends meet. That's insane. I can't even begin to wrap my head around it.
History of America is the history of rich white men telling not rich white people that their enemies are black and brown. It starts in the colonies.
Live in America. You live in the freest, safest country in the world.
There's 165 countries in the world that have freedom for their citizens, and America ranks number 23 among those in terms of actual individual freedom that their citizens have. Also among those countries, 72 of those have universal access to healthcare for all their citizens. America's not one of those, which is crazy because Americans work the 13th most hours among these countries while also paying the 14th highest tax rate among these countries. And also couple that with the fact that America ranks dead last in legally mandated PTO for their workers. So we work damn near more hours than everyone else. We pay damn near more taxes than everyone else. And then we also have the least amount of time off. Don't even get me started on the whole safety part of this. We have kindergartners that come home from school and talk about how they need to make sure they have the best hiding spots available in classrooms in case of an active shooter drill. We're the most armed country. We have more people in prison than any other country in the world. I'm not trying to turn this into America bashing. I promise you, I love this country. I love living in America. I do think we have the potential to be the best country on the planet. I'm just tired of the whole this is America, love it or leave it attitude, because that just leaves no room for improvement. We work hard enough and we pay enough in taxes to have a better quality of life than we do in America right now. That's okay to say while also appreciating the things that we have.
The way we live in the United States is not normal. Now, I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but it became crystal clear to me that something is wrong with the United States. And when I say this to people, they nod knowingly. Work and retirement here in the United States, working 40 plus hours a week is almost like a badge of honor. And for many, it's a necessity to have one or two jobs, working well into our 60s and 70s. Compared to other countries like the Netherlands and Germany, they have a work week around 35 to 38 hours with lots of time off for vacation and holidays. And they can still afford to retire successfully. They do not need to work late into their 70s as they have the money needed from working. So what does this mean? Well, statistics show it's a huge impact on our health and well-being, where versus the other countries that have the lower, more relaxed, stress-free work and retirement life, they have better balance in their life, they can enjoy it, and their well-being and health seems to be significantly better. So with the balanced work life, it means better family time, better health, and more active elderly seniors. Here in the United States, we have the work till you drop motto. Others have enjoy your golden years. I think it would be great if we could look into what other countries are doing. So as we retire, we have plenty of finances, don't have to worry about a place to live or becoming homeless or relying on other family members, and have the health to enjoy these fun activities in our senior golden year.
I have been a U.S. citizen for 8, almost 9 years now, and I have to say that me as an immigrant who's grateful to be in America, I face a lot of anti-America rhetoric. There's truly not a single day that has gone by in the last few years that I have not woken up and at some point during the day been grateful that my family moved to America when I was a kid. When I tell Americans this, like the regular Americans, when I tell real Americans this, they look at me like I'm crazy. They look at me like America is the worst place to be. They are just so ungrateful. I don't know, I just cannot believe at how I'm treated when I say that kind of stuff. Obviously, it's okay to admit that the United States of America has its issues and work towards fixing them. But why is there so much negativity? Somebody who in another universe could have potentially grown up in a third world country. I am so grateful to be in America, to have the opportunities that I have. I have done so much more with my life, I feel, than I could have ever done anywhere else.
Yes, guys, so thank you for looking at these videos. You can see the videos that I've today shared, all of them are from the whites. These are white Americans, and they're really raising a lot of issues about how they have to work really hard, like 2 to 3 jobs in order to support their life. The inflation rate has gone up, the cost of living has skyrocketed, and life is turning out to be so hard, or too hard to some of them. You can see one of the ladies, she's wiping because she can't even do some simple repairs, because most of her income is just like hand to mouth. She gets spends, and she has been working. She's working really hard, and this is the picture or the backdrop of what is happening to most of the people. There was a time I met one African who had stayed in America or the United States for quite a while, and he told me that it is better to live here in Africa if you are earning a good amount of salary. By a good amount of salary in Africa, I mean if you're earning something like 50,000 Kenyan shillings, that is like a 500 US dollars. You can lead a very good life here in Africa as compared to the United States, because in as much as they hype some of the things like the healthcare, their healthcare is quite expensive as compared to the ones of Africa. So the people are really complaining because their wage has just stagnated, irrespective of the inflation rate and the increased cost of living, and they have to meet the needs such as their mortgages, their student loans, among other bills that they have to meet. And we also have millions of people without insurance in their healthcare system, despite it being hyped as one of the best. So these are some of the problems that people are raising, and as you have seen, they are really crying. So my question that I pose to you is, the American dream a reality, or especially now that Donald Trump has taken over and he has begun to sign some executive orders. There's one order that he signed recently, one revoking the 1965 Equal Employment Opportunities Executive Order that was there to prevent discrimination in terms of race, age, gender, etc. I know he's saying that he's doing this for the good of the Americans, or the Native American, or the whites, or the Americans. But it has a diverse effects. Also, he's saying that he's doing this to prevent the infiltration, or the proliferation of the LGBTQIA. What are your thoughts? Is the American dream a reality, or it is just there, and life is proving to be difficult? Because from the videos that you have seen, most of the guys are really complaining. So this has been the video for today. You can leave your comments below on what do you think about this whole situation. This has been the video for today. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do me a favor by subscribing, liking this video, commenting, and share it out, and also click on the bell notification icon so that whenever I get to post, you'll be notified. Thank you so much. Cheers.